I've added the JavaScript. So click me, you're going to get a alert message, hello world. Okay, so this is how you can write along with the HTML element. JavaScript you can include in the HTML element. Okay, so very simple code I have written. Once you learn the different topics, you will be able to use all different options. You can write a complicated program using JavaScript. Okay, is it clear inline? So along with the HTML element, I am giving the or writing the JavaScript. Okay, here the button is the HTML element. So this is called inline. So let me move on to the, I think there is nothing much to explain here. Just this is only one line I have added. Okay. Next we'll move on to embedded. Okay, so embedded means you are going to write within the head section. Not necessarily, you have to just use the script tag main. And here I have an attribute called type indicating, so the type of text you are going to write is JavaScript. Okay, in between this tag, opening and closing tag, you are going to write the JavaScript. So here once again, always whenever you are learning any new program, you will start with a hello world. Okay, so for that I have just taken this simple code. Okay, is it clear? This is this part, whatever the JavaScript you want to add, it should come under the script tag, under this script tag, opening and closing. So just run this part. Okay, you can just see this is the output, what I am getting, hello world. Okay, if you refresh, you will get the output. Alert message, it is called alert message. If you want, you just note down the code, or else at the end I will share the code. Just a simple syntax you need to follow, and you can just try to execute. Okay, so this is embedded part. Next we'll move on to external style sheet, external JavaScript. Okay, so here also you're going to, you are not writing the code in the HTML file, you are just creating a separate file called anything. You can give file name .js, and you have to give the relative path. So here I have included this JavaScript file in the same folder where this HTML file is there. I have just given the directly the name. If it is there in the separate folder, okay, you have to give that complete relative path here. So remaining there is nothing important much. Only thing is you need to specify the source. Okay, so where exactly the external file. So what is the important thing you need to remember here? So the file name should be .js. The extension used for JavaScript is .js. Then what is there in JavaScript that is external.js? Just go to, let me open here itself. You can just see the this is the notation or the icon you are going to get for the JavaScript. Okay, scripting language. CSS you will be having different. I think this is for CSS dot CSS. You will be getting cascading style sheet. Okay, these are the different icon depending on the file. So open external. That's all I have written. Same, only one message I have executed all three types. Even in the exam, if they ask, this much is enough. Explain what is inline and give this example. Inline, embedded, external. And for external, you have to write a separate file name with a JavaScript code. And include this file in the HTML with the source attribute. This is very, very important, source attribute. Okay, so that finishes where does JavaScript goes. Okay, very simple. Just execute once, you will understand how you can start the JavaScript. Okay, so after this you are going to learn some of the basic syntax of JavaScript. Okay, so quickly I will be just taking one document where you will be learning some quick revision of or quick tour of what is JavaScript. Okay, so if you have any doubt in between, you can just ask me or you can just put in the chat box. I may be answering at the end. Okay, so I have just downloaded one document. See, if you are sitting for 2 hours, you can just learn all these basics. Just in simple words I've explained. Just read it, you will understand. There is nothing complex to understand here. Just you need a time. And as and when the programming comes, just copy paste and run. Okay, when you are learning first time, you do that. Here there are so many functions. We'll be using all these, not all. Some of the functions, whatever, wherever it requires, we can use these functions. Okay, predefined functions are available. Because we are going to write some lab programs using JavaScript, the first program itself. So we'll see what are the functions it requires. So instead of spending time to learn these complete functions, what and all it is required, that time I will explain. Okay. So this is the document that tells about the JavaScript. So some of the terms I have already explained in the yesterday's class. Okay. So I will share this document at the end. You can just go through this document. Okay, it is like just a quick revision. I want to just give your attention to understand this. Yesterday, I think I don't know how many of you are not answered properly. Simple thing I've observed. I don't know, is it Chandan or somebody else? Okay, the type of different types of browser. Okay, Netscape Navigator. It is type of browser. Many of you are not marked it as a browser, or which is not browser. I think I've asked. So many of them you have taken as Netscape Navigator is not a browser. Okay. So just reading assignment question or question bank, you will not get knowledge. Read the textbook. Okay. So here, whatever the terms it is there, I have already explained most of the things. So in the beginning days, the JavaScript they used to call live script. Okay, you may get the quiz question for this type of things. Okay, live script. Maybe after during 1995, so this is renamed back to JavaScript. Okay, before in the beginning days they used to use the term live script. So later and all it is changed to JavaScript. Okay, so some of the features of JavaScript I have already explained many of them yesterday. I'll just skip that part. I will share this document, you can just go through it. Okay, so here what and all the JavaScript supports for writing the programming. Okay, so mainly many times the code is written to submit the form. So only if all the entries are valid. Submit the form to the server only if all the entries are valid. Okay, they would be submitted to the server. In case if it is valid, data is entered, then it is submitted to the server. Otherwise, in the browser itself, the client side, it is going to intimate the server, intimate the user that what is the data that is wrongly entered. Okay, and also many times we'll be using JavaScript used to trap user initiated events. Okay, so on click, most of the times you're going to use that, such as button clicks. Okay, I think the first program whatever I have shown inline, it is an event of button click. Okay, on click, it is an operation where it is going to perform alerting the user. So try to join the class on time. Okay, so most of the coding it goes between these two. Okay, for the events and also to submit the form, you're going to validate the form before submission to the server. Okay, so what are the advantages? I think yesterday I already explained. So the server interaction can be reduced. Server interaction can be reduced. So how it can be done? By just using JavaScript where the user data will be validated at the client side itself before submission. Okay, so that is going to save the server traffic or the load or the burden at the server. So immediate feedback to the visitor. Okay, this is not exactly the syllabus what is there, but this is something additional when you are learning some new programming. Okay, it's not enough to just go through the textbook what is there for syllabus. You need to learn something other than that to make it understand clearly. Okay, so the second advantage, immediate feedback to the visitor. That means as and when you click, immediately the browser is going to respond. If you have written a JavaScript, it will not take much time to reload or send the data to server and get the result. So that is not going to happen. Then increased interactivity. Okay, so it will be the whatever the design you're done using a JavaScript. Okay, the interface, it will be more react when user performs particular action, that is click on click. Okay, or if you are striking some particular key from the keyboard, so based on that immediately you will be getting some result. And also you can get the richer interface. Okay, so JavaScript includes items such as drag and drop components. I think we are not going to use all these things as a part of syllabus. Okay, so what not JavaScript supports? Okay, so what are the some limitations? Yesterday I told some of the limitation in case if the browser, client browser does not support JavaScript. Okay, even though if you are written, so it won't be useful in such cases. So here, other than that, so the important thing is JavaScript does not allow reading, writing files. Okay, so open the file, write the content, or open the file, read the data. Okay, this is not going to you are not going to write code for these operations. Okay, that is not supported. And also you are not going to write any applications related to network. So it is no, there is no much support about this. And also you cannot achieve something some concept called multi-threading or multi-processor capability. You cannot write code to perform all these operations. Okay, these are some limitations. Okay, so what is the tool you need to use? Is it any tool is required for JavaScript? What is the tool you are going to use for JavaScript to run the program? Yesterday I told. Can somebody answer? What is the tool used either to compile or to create the program? It does not require any uh, expensive development tool. Okay, so if you have just a simple notepad, you can type the program and you can run, and browser will take care of running or interpreting that JavaScript code, whatever it is written. It does not require any separate compiler. The browser will take care of interpreting the JavaScript. Okay, there are some more tools listed here. We are not going to use. Okay, so this is already explained the content. Let me just quickly move on to the other part. Okay, so here most of the time we'll be using one function called document.write. Okay, so what exactly, you just note down. If anybody kept your notebook, note down this. See, when you are sitting for the class, just keep one notebook. Don't always wait for the notes what I'll send. When you are learning programming, so immediately just note down and try to work with those functions. Document.write. So which writes the string into HTML document. Okay, so normally to write the content to the web page, you will be using different tags, paragraph tags. But here, if you are writing JavaScript, in JavaScript, how you can display the content or how you can write the content into the web page. So for that, you have to use this document.write. Document, note down. We'll be using this repeatedly in the lab program. Document, write, and you can just write the message, or if you want to display any value of the parameter or the variable, that can also be done. Okay, I will just quickly show that output with respect to document.write. Let me just go to CodePen. Okay. Is it the code is visible? Is it code is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
You can just observe. So within the script tag, I have written if I want to write anything on the web page. So you have to use this document.write followed by the string within the double quotes. Whatever you are going to write, you will get on the web page. You can just observe the browser here. Okay. So immediately you'll get the output. Whatever you are going to write within the double quotes, that string will be displayed. So this is one case. In case if you have any variables, okay, shortly we are going to discuss about the variables. So I'll just assign a is equal to 10, b is equal to 50, or let me just make it simple. So I have initialized one variable, and if I want to display the value of that, you can use this function and specify the name of the parameter here. And here most of the languages what you have learned C, C++, can you see the output is displayed here. A is equal to 10. Okay, dot write. This is the function used for writing the content into the web page in the HTML. I mean web page, not HTML, web page. And many of the language whatever you learned, so always the statement should end with a semicolon. Yes, no? So all the statements should end with a semicolon in whatever the language you studied, that is C, C++, most of the programming languages. But here it is not mandatory you have to end with a semicolon. It is an optional. So that is one function. Just remember, I am just quickly running with respect to all functionalities. So here JavaScript ignores a space in case if you have given the unnecessary spaces or tabs. Okay, JavaScript it is going to ignore. And semicolons are optional. Whatever the code you're going to write, it is going to be optional. If you are giving, still it works fine. There is no, like you are not going to get any warning or anything. You can just observe, still there is no changes. Even if you don't give, it works fine. It is just semicolons are optional. If you want to give, you can give it. And here, I think yesterday I already told, JavaScript is case sensitive language. Okay, so that is the writing of term, time, okay, where the first letter is capital and remaining small letter, and this is all letters are capital. Okay, so both are different here. It is going to convey the different meaning. That means JavaScript is case sensitive. Just remember these points what I am telling. When you are going to use the writing the code, you should be aware of this. And comments normally, if you want to do a single line, two forward slash, or if you want to do multi-line, it is like similar to your C program. Okay. Okay, and also here when you are writing code to indicate, JavaScript also recognizes HTML element. Okay, so to indicate it is not an HTML element, you are going to use this notation. Okay, should be specified when you are writing the JavaScript. It should be within this notation, that is whatever you are going to specify it as a comment line in HTML. So you have to specify it as it is not a HTML element, it is a JavaScript. And it should be Dead. Okay, so your script should come under this, because so most of the time JavaScript also recognizes HTML elements. So for this reason, to tell the browser, you're going to write a script use within this comment line. Okay, you can just observe. So what was the script language or script tag you're going to use? So you need to start with this and this to indicate that this is not an HTML element. This is a JavaScript. I think in most of the program you're going to use that. Okay, so that is very basic about the JavaScript. So let's move on to further, like how to enable. I want you people to check this, how to enable and disable the JavaScript. Okay, yesterday I was explaining about, in case if the client browser is not supporting JavaScript or it supports, to check that you can use no, what is the tag I told? What is the tag I told? Yes, can you recall what is the tag I told to check the browser is supporting the JavaScript or not? Just check it and put the answer in the chat box. I'll just quickly go through the other content. Yesterday I have already told and I have already shown the output also. Tell me what is the tag used to check the browser is going to respond or supports the JavaScript or not. Okay, so these are the settings you need to do for different browsers. Okay, so this is for Internet Explorer. You can just enable and disable. You just try by yourself. I am not going to do all this. Okay, this is for Firefox. This is for Chrome, Opera. Okay, all are using different browsers. Accordingly, you can just check it. Okay, I think I have got your answer. No script. You need to write the no script tag to check the browser is going to support the JavaScript or not. Okay, first time what you do, you disable the JavaScript. Okay, depending on whichever the browser you are using, and try to run one program on JavaScript. Okay, there you use this no tag to display your browser does not support JavaScript. So if you are getting this message, that means that your script your browser is not supporting JavaScript. Okay, and then you just enable it back and run your program. So in that case, it should not display this message. So this message is displayed only if your browser, if it is not supporting the JavaScript. Otherwise, you will get an empty page. Yesterday I have shown the output also. I think somebody has answered no script. Yes, with my. What about others? Okay, so where does script tag goes? Yesterday I told. So it can be script tag can go either in the head section or body. Okay, or sometimes it can be after the body also. If you write a script tag, still it is going to be get executed. It's not like you have to write it in the head section. It can be anywhere within the HTML page. Okay, so this is an example. So where does the script goes? Okay, so I will share this small programs. This is using functions where you are writing function called say hello. Okay, there you are writing alert function, but yeah, in the whatever the output I have shown here inline, I would directly use this alert message. Okay, this is for inline where using button. So here directly used to get hello world, but here I am writing the same content in the form of function. Okay, so on click, okay, you're creating a button on click, then it has to invoke this function. Okay, so it has to invoke this function where it is going, you're going to get the hello world. Okay, so you just try to execute these programs, just copy paste and run. It will not take much time. At least first time when you're doing, if I tell type and do, it may be like lot of confusion because you're not aware of much of the functions. Just copy paste and run. Okay, so here you can just observe. So here the script tag goes between body tag. Okay, so this is just I am explaining where you can write the script tag. So here it is head section, and you can write it in the body tag. Okay, and external I have already explained. So how to create the external file? See, until unless you type program and run, okay, you will not understand. So tomorrow I want to see everybody just execute a small program with respect to inline, embedded, okay, and also external. I want everybody should try this. Okay, just write simple code, whatever I have shown. If you want the alert message, that also enough. Just first understand how the syntax where you have to write the script. This is like common question or compulsory question most of the time for 6 to 8 marks. Okay, explain different ways of representing the JavaScript or placing the JavaScript in HTML. Okay, so always if you are using external file, so just specify .js. Okay, file name followed by .js, and that should be included in the script tag. Okay, with an attribute source is equal to file name .js. Okay, so now move on to data types. What are the data types that is supported by the JavaScript? Okay, so it supports like how all the different languages supports data types. Here also the JavaScript supports different data types. Either it can be numbers, strings, boolean. Okay, so now JavaScript variables. So variables we can be called as named containers. Okay, where it will be holding the value, whatever you are going to initialize, or if you want to declare or if you want to initialize, you're going to use a special keyword called a var. Okay, so like you just recall in DBMS you used to declare variables using var, varchar. Okay, like that even JavaScript it is having a data type called var. So here like how you used to declare variables in C or C++, like int, float, no, it does, you're not going to do all that. So you're just declaring the variables using var keyword. So depending on the value you are going to assign this variable, accordingly it will take the data type. Maybe it is same in case of Python. Okay, so you're not going to declare the name of the data type here. Just you're going to use keyword var money. So this is nothing but declaration of this variable. So later you're going to assign value for that. Okay, whatever the value you're going to assign, okay, so that indicates what type of data type it is. Okay, so this is string and this is integer, that is number. So like that you can just go with the different data types, variable initialization. Okay, so once again local and global variables, I think everybody aware of it. What is global variable? Okay, so global variable has global scope, which means it can be defined anywhere in your JavaScript code. Okay, local variable will be visible only within the function where it is defined. So many times what you are going to write, or the whatever the code you are going to write using JavaScript, so most of the time it will be in the form of functions. Okay, so if you are declaring variables and assigning values within the function, it is going to be the local one. Okay, outside the function, if you are declared variable within the script tag, so that becomes the global variable. You can just observe here, this is within the script tag outside the function. So this is called as global declaration and this is local declaration. So now if you try to display the value of my var, you're going to get this value. Okay, not the global, you're going to get this. If you want to run this, It is not coming. Okay, so just you try to copy this and try. Why? I will just check it why I'm not getting. So the output you should get is local. Okay, let me just check this program later. I'll just move on to the next one. Okay, so that is the JavaScript variable names. So how you are going to specify the name? Okay, these are the common things you will be knowing. You should not use the keywords. Okay, it is having list of reserved keywords. You can just observe. So you cannot use these reserved keywords to declare a variable. So it is having predefined meaning. You can just observe what are the keywords predefined. Okay, so you cannot use those things. And also, so JavaScript variable names are case sensitive, I already told. Okay, and what are the guidelines to create or use the variable names? I think you are already aware of it. It should not start with a number. Okay, always the variable name should not start with the numeric numbers. They must be begin with the letters. Okay, so next we'll move on to operators. What are the operators? It is supported by the JavaScript. Okay, I think these are all similar to any of the programming language, whatever you have learned. Okay, there is nothing much difference. I want you people to run these programs. Okay, if you are facing any problem, we'll check it in the next class. Okay, arithmetic operators. If you want to add two numbers, 4 plus 5. Okay, so immediately you will get the result of that. But you have to store it in a variable. Okay, so addition, I think this is the first program, that is arithmetic operations using JavaScript. That is the first program. But here you are not going to use any table format, but in the lab program you have to create a table, okay, where you are going to use all column, row, span, and you should create like something calculator. Okay, so there should be two input box and followed by all the operations. You need to create a button for addition and for subtraction, multiplication, okay, division. So I should enter two numbers here and click on plus. So immediately I should get result. Okay, so that is the first program. So this designing part you need to write in the HTML code. So the operation part you can write it using JavaScript. Multiplication. So no need to explain. I think it is not required much about these things. Increment operator you can use increment and decrement operator. Okay, so there is one small program for this. So declare variable a with 33. I think we can do that. This what I told, var a equal to 10 and var. First you can declare, later also you can assign the value like this, p is equal to 20. Okay, this is declaration, this is initialization. So now I will create you can use comma separated variable declaration also. So here I'm just using c is equal to p. Okay, you should observe here the output is coming here. Before it was 10, Now I've written code for addition a plus b. Just you copy paste this. Okay, first write c is equal to a minus b. Okay, so here you should go for the proper formatting. So I have not used any formatting. Generally you can just go with addition, subtraction, multiplication. So here itself I can change this to. Okay, so accordingly you are getting the value. So how come it is 200? That is 10 into 20. So answer is correct. Okay, so you can just try this simple program and quickly move to the next part. Okay, so this is how you need to write the result. Okay, even if you want line break, I think you can initialize line break using this. Okay, the HTML variable you just store into any of the variable name. Okay, line break, and you just write this using document write. Automatically it will take the new line. Okay, so you just try that part. Then operator. Okay, so to compare two numbers or two operands, is it equal or not, you can just use this. And not equal to, greater than, or less than, greater than or equal to. Okay, less than or equal to, you can just use. I'm just rushing because you already know all these things, and corresponding programs are given you to check the conditions. Okay, if you know how to write for single operation, you can just embed the other operations and check it how it works. Okay, logical operators and logical or, logical not operation. Okay, so this is the syntax for logical operator, and write the result. Okay, then bitwise operators. Okay, bitwise and or XOR. I think we are not going to use all this, but you should be knowing. So this programming or scripting language supports all this. Bitwise not, left shift, shift right. Then assignment operator. So this is, see, all this is same as C program. Okay, the basic language what you have learned. So it is similar to that. There is nothing much. So this is, you are going to multiply and performing the assignment to the variable. Okay, so this is like this. Modulus, for all the operations you can do that. Okay, so some other additional operators. So conditional operators. Okay, so true or false you can check using conditional operator. So that is also supported in JavaScript. So this is how you are going to write the code for that. Then type of operator. Okay, I think that